I have
Okay, there we
so
go.
yes, I have my nephew with us from New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and he's a special nephew because um, his mom, my sister, and I were very close, and she has two children, Kyle and Jen, and they actually she sent us she sent them to us when we were expat. I was expat in Morocco in 2005.
Mm.
So I was working there for Western Union. I was marketing manager, and so her kids were 5 and 8. So Kyle was 8. Oh no, Kyle was 5, and Jennifer was 8. And I said, how about you send them to us for 2 months just to stay with us?
Nice.
You know, these American kids.
Yeah.
And she did. And so they came, and we spent 2 months together. And I am mentioning it because it was probably a year, like a holiday vacation that traumatized them. And actually, my dad came to visit us last year, and he passed away almost in front of them in my living room on my couch.
Man.
3 days after he got home, after he stayed with me.
Mm-hmm.
So so the kids, they seemed okay, but little kids sent from the U.S. to Morocco, spending time with their aunt and their grandpa, and all of a sudden the grandpa died in the house. And
Yeah.
so I wonder how much of it traumatized them. The following year.
How old were the kids again?
They were 5 and 8.
5 and 8. Okay, so yeah, I'm wondering maybe not the 5-year-old as much as the 8-year-old. So much, because I remember when I was 5 and I had
and I didn't have kids at that.
It
did. That was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed that, and I don't know if it's you or me, but I missed that part.
No, what I was saying is that Kyle was 5, and then and later that year, the next year, we were back in Paris, and she sent them to Paris with us for a month, and that was nice. Nothing happened during that, but I wonder while he's here, I want to have those conversations with him just to try and see how much of that affected him, because I think it does affect, it's something big. We didn't talk a lot about it later, and I feel like now is a good time to do so.
Yeah, I was thinking about how when you say the 5-year-old, I had an experience with death when I was 5, and I remember bits and pieces of it, but not a lot. I remember it was my grandpa on my dad's side, and we traveled to Arizona to go to the funeral. And I seem to remember I was running around and, very curious about going up and looking in because it was open casket. It was an open casket thing, and looking in there, and even kind of reaching out to touch my grandpa. And what was interesting is Corvo did the same thing with my dad. So Corvo was 4 when my dad died, and we had like a viewing before, and so we're all kind of lined up and paying our last respects to my dad in the open casket, and she puts her hand on his, and actually lifts it up, and so there's
How old was she?
4. She was 4. Yeah, and so she had this when I got the call from my mom that my dad had passed away, and Corvo was sitting there. It's actually interesting how I tell these stories now, because Corvo was Olivia then. But anyway, so I said, my dad has passed away, and Corvo said he's with the angels now. And I don't know where she picked that up, because we didn't talk about a lot of that in our house. It was very much a non-denominational, non-religious house. We didn't tell stories like that or have family prayer or anything like that. But she must have
But
picked it
in
up from
books,
her
maybe,
daycare. Yeah, picked it up
or
from her
books she
daycare
read.
or a book. Yeah.
Yeah, because we in the books they refer to kids or dead people as angels, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that makes me think of silent education, because what you're saying is such an example of that, saying that kids, they don't necessarily pick up what you say to them, but they pick up the culture, the environment,
Mm-hmm.
they pick up even more the things that are not said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The
Yeah.
silent education.
Yeah, and that's there was. I think it was kind of maybe not just an acceptance of the situation without being traumatized. Of course, he didn't pass away in our house. We had to travel. We had to drive a 6-hour drive to get there. But yeah, it's interesting that I was just thinking
She
that.
picked up. I would say she picked up. How you felt. She
Mm-hmm.
picked up the solemn, the seriousness of the time, and it's those feels. It's they say that even in communications, like 80% is nonverbal. Whatever you
Yeah.
speak, what we say, what you hear is just a little of what you really perceive.
Yeah.
And she was little, but I'm sure because she felt how you guys were feeling and all of that, there was so much more that was there during that time for her, I would say.
Yeah. I don't know if it was because my mom passed away 4 years later. So Corvo would have been 8 or 9, I think, then. And it was sort of I don't know, a similar thing. I don't think the kids take it as hard as I took it,
I don't took it as hard, but again, because if you are telling me that you took it as hard, I wonder if that's what she will pick up, that it was hard for you. So she won't say it in words, but that's what participates in her making, in her fabric.
Yeah. It's interesting too. Yeah, death is always interesting to to contemplate. It's how we react to it, how we. I've experienced death of parents. I haven't experienced death of siblings yet, and death of animals. Death of beloved pets. I've experienced that. I've never experienced the death of a child, of my child anyway. And yeah.
What do you think about death today, or it's just very far to you because you haven't experienced? You experienced the death of your dad, so and your mom later.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're kind of close to death.
I guess I experience it or think of it as being just a change or a transition now. So now I'm getting back into as this past year has unfolded, especially I'm going back and revisiting a lot of the beliefs and constructs that were taught to me as a child and finding the truth in a lot of them, whereas before So yeah, I think thinking of it as being just a transition, because now I firmly believe that whatever narrative you put on it, that I am an expression of the divine love of the universe or of God or whatever it is in a human body, and so that part of me is doesn't go away. It just changes form. A lot of people use the word transition, and I kind of like that transition.
Yeah. Even in my faith, we talk about it as a transition, because you transition to another realm, basically. So some would say that you transition to nothingness. Some would be like to be with God, with Jesus. Yeah. And I love, like, there is a psalm that I really like. It's Psalm 116, verse 15, and it's that the Lord rejoices with the death of his loved one. And for me, that's very beautiful because it really tells, where you go when you pass away, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I think,
okay.
that, like with my dad as an example, he's always going to live through me. So in that way, he's just transitioned to somebody I have a relationship with only in my mind and never physically anymore. So he's not there physically, but he's what I learned from him and the conversations I had with him and everything about him. First of all, it's part of my makeup genetically, but also his memory will live in me forever. And in all of my siblings, it will live forever. So he's part of us, even though he's not here anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's always with you.
Yes.
He will never leave you. Like my religion also says, he's never gonna leave you nor forsake you. Meaning, God is never gonna leave you nor forsake you, and that's great.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because then you can just you can say that right now, right? Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
In today, in this moment, God is with me, or the universe is with me, or divine love is with me, and it's never going to leave me.
Yeah, for me, he's always with me. He's never going to leave me, and that's the hope. I think there is a lot of desperation and things like that when you just don't know. Some people are very obsessed with death, or they're very afraid of it because just this, blank question mark. And if you don't make sense of it, like for me, the world is awesome, dying is great. I think it's hard for those you leave behind because they miss you and, they haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Like, because my hope, my faith is in Jesus. And I think that, we're all going to be there living with him forever together. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I love that. So there was something else I was going to say about the idea of...
I am somewhere. I don't exactly know where I am. But
Your GPS not working, or is it just...
It is working. It says 7:30. I am there, but it might be upstairs, or anyway, I'll have to
Is it like an independent? Well, an independent...
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We don't want to spoil the surprise for everybody. So that's your morning. What's happening this afternoon for you?
So yeah, Kyle is here, so we're probably going to do some fun with him. Go downtown Detroit, or in Birmingham. There is, a lot of Christmas feasts and things like that. So, and tonight Isaiah has a hockey game at 7:30.
Oh, that's right. And you're the scorekeeper.
That was yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, it was painful. It was very painful because I had to put the scores of the other team. They lost, and I was like putting in, adding and adding and adding. That was excruciating. Imagine that.
Do you yell and hoop and holler and let's go? You do all that stuff?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. It was very, like, you know what? They lost a lot, but because the other team, like Isaiah's team, there are like 9th and 10th graders, and these are like JV kids and, tall and big. And so they were going fast. But I think Isaiah's team, UFD, they defended very well. I think they could have been mercied, but they fought hard, and they couldn't put in, plugs in, but they did defend very well. So I think it was a wonderful game. It was just painful to add in the score, to keep adding the score of the other team.
So you think he's going to go on for how many years does he have in high school? Still like 3 years?
Yeah, he's 9th grade, so 3 more.
So he's going to play hockey throughout the rest of high school, you think?
I think he likes it. He likes hockey and lacrosse. He plays lacrosse too in the spring. So we'll see. I think he likes it. I think he wants to keep on doing it. He's not, this is his first year. And it's, even the mom told me yesterday, oh, wow, he never played it, and he's right in the team.
Yeah, that's
Because
great.
he loves ice skating and figure skating, so he loves being in the ice, and he really, really wanted to make the team. So he's not good, excellent yet. He's a little slower and all of that, but he loves it. So he's doing the work, and I like that. I like that.
Do you
went
worry
for what
about?
he wanted.
I mean, I don't think lacrosse is as much, but for hockey, do you worry that I've never done ice hockey. I'm probably never going to get on ice skates. I can confidently declare that. But uh, I always, when I think of hockey and the professional hockey games I've seen, it seems like it's a very physical kind of thing. So do you worry about that?
Oh, it's very physical. I mean, that he's gonna get. I don't worry, because worry doesn't add nothing to
Oh, there
my
you go.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. But are there chances that he will hurt himself?
Yeah.
Like with everything, yeah. But I don't think about it. I've even haven't think of that possibility. Now that you're saying it, yeah, but we'll see what it happens.
Yeah.
And
That's
everything,
really
is risky. Even driving, do I have chances to
that's
get in
true.
an accident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I hope no, so I hope
Yeah.
he wants. Yeah, hockey. Like my rock voisine, you remember the guy that I really liked, the singer, the song
Yeah.
Helen.
Yeah.
I told you my crush. He was a professional hockey player, and he
really?
had to stop because of an injury. And then he went into music and all of that. But so do I know that hockey is hard and tough? And yes. So, but it's like soccer. It's like all of the sports,
Yep.
contact. Yeah. Especially, that's
Yeah. Yeah, and
anyway.
then I guess American football is at the pinnacle of that.
Yes,
Or
which
a
is
contact
crazy.
sport. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All right. Well,
anyway,
we're good, and
I think we are, yes, and I arrived too, and I think we're off for today, and we'll connect on Monday with everyone here.
Everybody have a fabulous Saturday morning. I know we will.
Yes, you take care. Bye bye.
All right. Yeah. Oops.